Hey YouTubers, must be early Christmas. Here's another video posting out about my Lord of the Rings movie ring. I was able to stop by and get the other ring that I owned, and my memory was correct. I know it doesn't look like that, but the one on the left, which I bought from Saraf, Sarraf, I believe, something like that. Not a commercial for them, just telling you where I bought that ring from. But it's also 22 carats. And that's not necessarily what I was aiming for, but I wanted that deep, rich color. And apparently, when you get pure gold, it's very hard to work with. It ends up being quote unquote gummy, and it scratches incredibly easy. When I show you my Asian piece that's 23K, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But, stay posted, friends. Good times comes to those who wait. So this was what I was talking about. I like the Lord of the Rings slash Jens Hansen. Sorry if I said that incorrectly before, but I'm not sure how to pronounce these things sometimes. But let me see if I can. But anyway, yeah, the shape. The shape is what makes, what makes it pop. And that's just a regular, I believe, comfort fit standard wedding band compared to, something from the Jens Hansen Lord of the Rings style. And another thing I want to say is kind of getting, I can't really zoom in too much. It kind of gets all out of sorts. But yeah, and then I was seeing another video with, apparently they were able to get one that was like mirror polish for 24K, but if I zoomed into the video, there were little spots here and there. I don't know if that was dust or whatever it was. But the problem is something like that would not be easily be able to be polished, whereas something like this, you could probably go to your local jewelry store, get it repolished if you need to. So I haven't worn any of these. The wedding band I kind of just bought as some kind of because the price of gold for the most part has gone up over time, so I thought I'd just buy it a couple years ago, don't know exactly when, just to sort of hedge against any sort of inflation. And it certainly was expensive at the time, but not as expensive as it is now. Yeah, I have another piece in mind, and that'll probably be the end of it. But I'm not sure if I'll do it. I'm kind of on the fence on that. I'll let you guys know if I made my decision. But yeah, we'll have to see about that. And I get it. It's like this stuff ends up sitting somewhere in the case. And it's kind of, well, why did I buy it in the first place? So, yeah, that's certainly something I can consider. But the one thing is, in my mind, is like in order to have any sort of like success, if you want to call it, is you try to buy something that either at the minimum um, preserves its value, so you basically own it for free, or it goes up in value. So you have your, your traditional stocks, real estate, gold, silver. Not a fan of silver. Do have some silver. Unfortunately, they do tarnish, so I have to somehow get that polished. Um, but it's not that much. I've thought about getting another piece in silver um, with the with another jeweler that I was about to do business with, but I was like, you know what? Do I really want to spend the money? Um, so that's kind of that sort of thing, and it's essentially worthless. Um, I mean, it's not worthless. I'll just be able to get the scrap price back, and they might even charge me to like um, take out the quote unquote lab diamonds or whatever it is. But that's something, I think about. And and the thing is that all of my pieces are not my full investment. I do have a portfolio at real estate, so this all my gold pieces only comprise a percentage of the entire portfolio. So when they say diversify your portfolio, I'm certainly trying to do that the best way that I can. Um, and also the other thing too is try to live as cheaply as possible. And at this point in my life, is I don't um, do anything too flashy because I really don't want the attention. And like I said, it a lot of this stuff, if you buy it, is Louis and Gucci and whatever, try and sell it back and see how much you get. You'll be happy if you get half of what you paid and things like that. And it's always constantly, well, it's no longer in season, it's no longer in style. So it's like, oh, you bought that, whatever, some outlet or whatever it is. I don't even know. And I honestly don't really care. And let me tell you that, yeah, unfortunately, when you get to a certain point, is that things like generally aren't as good of a quality as you think it is. I mean, I'm not talking about these. These are pretty much polished and cut to perfection. And I did have another ring that had a sizing issue, but I didn't want to send it back. And it's fluctuated too. So apparently, these ring sizes, depending on the season, what time of year, that your fingers can swell up more and things like that. So um, the one on the left, I'll probably have to get resized at some point. Um, or potentially trade it in for like a 14K gold piece or something. Or, the thing is like, these are pretty much relics of a bygone era. It's usually younger people I see, they don't wear gold rings anymore. They typically wear like silicone type of rings, or they might even be like some sort of carbide tungsten or whatever kind of ring or whatever it is. I have no idea, but whatever it is no longer like typical precious metals, and I get it. Like these have basically become almost unobtainable. Like, and I've thought about buying a bar too at some point, but it's well, obviously it's not really feasible at this point. And you can't wear a bar. And I see the bar pendants, but to me it looks weird when you have 24K bar, and then you got the frame that's typically made out of 14K or something else. It looks weird when you have two different gold pieces together. Oh yeah, and apparently I've talked to other jewelers, and they say that there is no standard for gold alloys. Anything less than 24K, um, you're just not going to find like perfect match between one vendor and another vendor or another company. They use different varying amounts of different alloys. It all is let's say I don't know what the percentages break down off the top of my head right now, but you know basically you're using filler for the rest of the percentage that isn't gold. So you have freedom to do, it could be 99% silver, the rest of it, and 1% copper or steel or whatever it is. They probably don't use steel, but I'm just saying. So you have no idea what the ratios are of whatever else uh, alloys, metals that they use to alloy the gold. And the other thing too is I wanted to talk. So apparently I didn't get the wood box from Jens Hansen company because this wasn't the WETA version of the movie rings with the inscriptions on them. And I don't know if you can get 18K in the actual movie ring from WETA, which apparently the movie, the one that they used in the movie was 18K gold, but I'm not sure if you even can get the actual one with the inscription in 18K. And I think it's even if you can inscribe on the Jens Hansen website, I don't think that you can actually get the actual ring inscription from the movie even if you typed it yourself, some sort of copyright issue or something that you can only buy from the WADA website. The one ring to rule them all sort of thing. Sorry, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of the franchise, unfortunately, but I do love the ring, and it's definitely stunning. And certainly, yeah, it does get just a bit bulky on the finger when I did try it out myself. Obviously, it's heavier, and then, the thickness is thicker, but I'm sure it's like anything, you'd probably end up getting used to it at some point, that it wouldn't bother you at some point. So I don't plan on getting the chain. I mean, not a huge fan of silver. I don't plan on wearing it that way anyway, like I said in the last video. So yeah, it's gonna be like probably it for now. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And will you get lucky and get a third video this year? Who knows? Stay tuned, YouTubers. Again, any information provided here in this video is for entertainment purposes only, as not to be considered as financial advice. Please consult a licensed financial planner, advisor, fiduciary, accountant, even, if you have any sort of questions about your finances. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and please press the subscribe button. And I hope everyone has a happy holidays. Thank you so much. Take care. We'll see you next time.